class niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, they both got that stick rammed so far up their ass that I can't even tell the difference between a Republican and a Democrat anymore. Where are the women at? Oh, greed! Here's the thing with me. Bitch, I don't care if you're a dude or a chick. Respect me, or this ends. You see your little bitch fest email that you sent me? Oops! Deleted without being read. You see your fucking bitch fest on YouTube against me? Oh, I didn't watch it and I blocked you on Instagram. Oh, see your little bitch words on Instagram or Facebook against me? Oh, comment deleted. You got blocked. Don't be a bitch. Respect me. You want another reason why I'm not a Christian and why I'm an atheist? Romans 12:10. Oh, really? Do everything in love? Really? How many times do you see Christians, Muslims, and Jews doing everything in love? 65% of this damn country are Christians. Yep, you failed. Hey, atheists, be better than these assholes. It's not that difficult. I think I've laid down plenty where it's got nothing to do with me not having a girlfriend as to why I'm an atheist, Christians. It's your behavior. Your book says to love everyone and to not worship money, and there are liberals and conservatives, and all you do is worship money. Yes, you do. It's the capitalist-ass system that exploits others. It's the fact that bosses sit on their asses while the hardest workers make the least amount of money. Despite what the Bible says, despite what Bernie Sanders says, it's your fucking behavior that has made me an atheist. But sure, not having a girlfriend for 8 years does make me an atheist. Oh, you're not going to date me because I don't have enough money, despite the fact that that was never a problem when I dated Gen X women or a baby boomer once. But millennials are going to be money worshippers despite the Occupy movement. The Zoomers are going to be money worshippers despite the Occupy movement. Oh, you're going to be an age-phobe, ageist bigot when younger women are more fertile. It's like you never even fucking read the Bible. And it's like you never heard Bernie Sanders talking about prejudice. Yeah, John 13:34 says to love everyone. Are you 21 and dating 40-year-old guys? No, because you're a goddamn bigot. And you're a liberal? Well, that's not shocking because liberals and conservatives worship money. This is why I follow things like dank leftist memes. Most people consider me a socialist, a communist, or an anarchist. I'm not out there really causing a problem except saying words. Atheists, be better than these assholes. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. Oh, Tinder, you gotta roll pockets, old man. See your fucking problem? Bernie Sanders upon you. You suck as human beings, Christians. Atheists. Am I right or am I right? The bigots. Riddle me this, you batshit crazy, psychological projecting, gaslighting fools. Have you ever been on Instagram and had a nice civil discussion with me where you're not bringing up the past or being mean to me or being a little meddler like a Nazi? Oh, you haven't? Then you don't know me, bitch. You're batshit fucking crazy. You're psychological projecting, bitch. Yeah, you're a bitch. Nazis are fucking bitches. You're black and you got a medal like a grandmother. You gotta have sex with 5 different women a week. Dude, that's overcompensation. You're obviously gay. I'm not judging you for being gay. I'm judging you for being in the closet. You gotta have 5 different girlfriends. You have to have a side chick and a regular chick. You're not loyal. I don't care if you're black or white or brown, or a chick or a dude or trans, or worship Ganesha or Satan or Jesus or nothing at all. You gotta have a side chick? That's overcompensation. You're gay. No judgment. I'm not saying I hate you. I'm saying that you're in the closet. Oh, you gotta talk shit like a grandmother. Like an old racist grandmother. You can't just let shit go. You have no understanding, even though you're a Christian. No respect towards me, even though you're a Christian. No love and compassion, and no forgiveness, despite the fact that you're a Christian. Black dude, you have more in common with the Nazis than you do with the Democrats. But let's face it, the Democrats and the Republicans, how do you tell the difference between them? You crumple up $1 and throw it at the ground and they growl at each other like dogs. Do they or do they not? It cracks me up how your attitude will change about a guy if he rolls up with a nice car. It's 2020, bitch. That's pollution. You are a menace to society. You may as well just declare the fact that you're Christ because you're walking into the Sanhedrin punching people or whipping people because you want to fit in with your followers. That's why Christ was crucified, is because he was a menace to society. Meanwhile, you're a liberal and you're going to your little protests in your car. Left-wingism is not liberalism. You're there like, oh, money, gotta fuck that guy. Because he's got money. That makes you kind of like a prostitute now, doesn't it? I'm not judging you for being a sex worker, but like, oh, he's got $100,000, so suddenly he's fuckable. Fuck that. Fuck you. He's got a bunch of dead presidents in his wallet, so suddenly he's attractive. Fuck you. Like, oh, he's got a nice car. Well, thanks for fucking up the environment, asshole. I want to take a pitchfork to you. I'm not saying I'm gonna, but I'm saying, like, in my mind is like, I should tell some people that you have a car. And that's why you get laid. Oh, you have a nice car. That makes you a horrible person. The environment, douche. The environment. You're killing trees, you're killing bees, you're killing human beings in order to get pussy. That makes you garbage. You're not a good person. The goal of a human being is to be a good human being. You failed. And that's why I'm an atheist. I hate the whole nonsense, pedantic from Generation Z chicks of, oh, he doesn't understand because he's old towards me. And I, okay, then stop drinking water because water is billions of years old. Stop breathing the air because the air is billions of years old. Stop enjoying the starlight because the starlight is billions of years old. Stop enjoying the daylight because the sunlight is billions of years old. Stop eating plants and animals because those life forms have been on this planet for billions and billions and billions of years before humans got here. Just face facts that you got more in common with the racist ass Nazis than you do with the left wing bigots. You know what 2020 is? 2020 is the golden age of chintz. Like everything you buy is just sort of chintzy. Like this phone charger is already giving me problems, and I've only owned it for... Fuck, I bought it like on May 1st. Wasn't that... Yeah, it was a Friday. I bought it on May 1st. It's already given me problems. Like I have to ballast it in order for it to get a charge with my toothbrush. Dude, what the fuck? Like, you buy a car these days and it breaks down after a couple of years. You bought a car in the 1950s, like 30 years before I was born. And it lasted for 20 years before you had to do any kind of like major upkeep on that, or your lawnmower, or your trailer, or your house. You know, you didn't really buy stuff for it to be destroyed. If I were to get a battery phone charger that took 2 AA batteries for $5, it would probably be broken within a month. But if the phone chargers were invented in the 1950s, they'd last for 20 years. They wouldn't have to invent a new phone charger until like 1970 because none of them had broken yet. It's really true. Like, they don't make shit like they used to. You know, you see old houses that are hundreds of years old. That shit is still standing. I lived in a house with my parents in Montesano, Washington, that was built, if I'm not mistaken, in 1889. And it was still a good house. You know, it didn't have many problems with it. But like these days, it's like you're remodeling every second of the day, you know? It's like every couple of years you have to remodel. You have to change things. Your car breaks down 2 years later, a year later, you have to get a new motor. You know, you have to get a new fan belt. You have to get like the transmission fixed every couple of years. But like an old car from like the 50s, you didn't have to check that for maybe a decade, and that was kind of like a shit tier car. Like the good cars, the good solid cars, you bought them, and like 20 years later, then you did major upkeep on it, and then maybe passed it on to your kids. Usually if you pass a car on to your kids these days, that car is already like past its prime. You're just giving it away because you're basically just giving away free shit. Like you bought a car in the 90s or the early 2000s, so you pass it on to your kid who might buy it off of you, or you just give it away because you got a new car. It's not going to last for his son or anything. But like you bought a car in the 50s, your grandkids might be driving that fucking car. So that's what I mean. Like 2020, it's the golden age of chintz. The rock in the concrete is billions and billions and billions of years old. The earth is billions and billions and billions of years old. The universe is billions, 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 billions. How many billions was that? I'm trying to get to billions, billions, billions. 12, 13, billions, billions. Is that 14? 13.8 billion years old. But no, you gotta be an age phobe in the dating world. 90% of Zoomers are Democratic Socialists. Bernie Sanders. Oh, but old dudes gotta run pockets. Bigot. Nazi. Same thing. Oh, clouds. Do you like clouds? Little baby Zoom? You don't? Little fluffy clouds. Those little fluffy clouds are beautiful. How about ozone? Baby Zoom. Do you like ozone, baby Zoom? Yeah, that ozone's billions of years old. And without it, you die. You know what, Zoomers? I like you. Ladies, I want to date you. So let me ask you this. Honeys, let's say you ordered a pizza. Would you rather, after the pollution passes here, would you rather, baby Zoom, baby Zoom, baby Zoom, baby Zoom, if you were to order a pizza, would you rather that pizza have milk on it or cheese on it? Well, baby Zoom, I'm Generation X, and I want to date you. And I'm 100% certain that cheese and bread and a lot of like the meats, like the salami and the pepperoni, you can't eat calves. Oh, yes, you can. But you have to let them age to become beef cow to really like save your money. You know what I mean? Like an older cow. So the cheese, the dough, the sauce, the salami, the pepperoni, the beef. Well, there's vegetables on it. Hey, you can't eat seeds. Sometimes you can. But you're eating peppers and tomatoes. Oh, they have to grow up. That all requires the aging process. Bays. Want to get a pizza with me? I'm on Instagram. Cars. Who needs them? It's just pollution. I ride the bus, nigga. I'm not here to debate about your classist little bitch semantics. Okay, dude? Aging process. Oh, so Zoomers. Generation Z, college age girls. Zoomer bays. Yeah. The atheists are already light years ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, you meet an atheist, it's kind of like that person's deep and always speaks the truth. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there's mistakes made, blah, blah. But, like, atheists have been here before man invented gods. And the Buddhists like to walk around like, we're so enlightened, we're so enlightened. Well, they are. They're about 500 years more enlightened than the Christians. Because they've been around longer and they've experienced what the Christians have experienced longer. And atheists were there thousands of years before that. Thousands. So atheists, you're already there. Especially if you're like the Occupy movement type. When it comes to things like greed, the worship of money. I don't even know why I'm talking to you, Zoomers, because like 80-90% of your generation supports democratic socialism. There's more stigma attached to being a capitalist or supporting capitalism than socialism these days. And there really ought to be that stigma because the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Wars, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Corporatism. Corporations combined, we get our news media from like 5 or 6 corporations. So you know it's jilted. And a lot of you have lost faith with the Democrats, as you should. Because liberals and conservatives worship money. But here's the dealio. 65% of this country are Christians. And then there's Jews and there's Muslims, and they all use the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Christians and the Muslims both do use. So you're there like, you won't date me because I live at a homeless shelter. It's free rent. The sheets are changed once a week, and I shower every day, and it's free. And it's free food. It's not the best food. It's sandwiches. I have a little money saved up, maybe $1,000. I don't know. I don't really count it because I'm not a money worshiper. I follow sites like dank leftist memes and like stuff that's culture jamming stuff. Stuff that Bernie Sanders would find humorous. Stuff that his supporters would find humorous. So, I mean, that's one reason why I like Generation Z women, is because you're more in tune with where I am on a political level. Not only that, you're the most fertile. So, the bigotry does not stand any more than racism, sexism, and homophobia. If I call you a bitch, it's because you're a dude who's being a bitch. If you call me a bitch, I'll call you a bitch. And then you'll call me a bitch, and then I'll call you a bitch in return, and maybe a cunt, and then a bitch, maybe an asshole. So like fire attracts fire, hate begets hate, love begets love. There's all science behind this shit. You can't change people by bullying them. You can change people by pointing out their foibles logically and maybe being generalistic about it instead of naming names and being a bitch, a little hypocrite, a little Hitler about this. Like, oh, Johnny's rotten. He peed one day and it splashed on me at the urinal. Yeah, you calling out Johnny Rotten instead of like saying, you know, these punk rockers, they get all hyphy and, you know, then they pee. You specifically doing that to one specific person that's poor, like me, you bullying me, is a major fuck you, and you dare call yourself a Christian. But Religious by Bill Maher said that atheists were better, and I'm an atheist, and I'm gonna go with that. 65% of the country is Christians. 80% are Christians, Muslims, or Jews, the Abrahamic faiths. Oh, your boyfriend has more money than me. Despite the fact that I have a plan, if we get together and date, we could do Patreon videos of our little dates and encounters and hangout sesh. And I'll go to school again next year, or whenever I have a girlfriend, because school is for study. I got good grades last year. I'm 40 and I got good grades last year. You running your nonsense pedantic is bullshit. So, if you are a Christian, you must read these verses in the Bible about greed and the worship of money and how much God is going to burn your scaly asses in hell, according to your belief, which I don't believe, but according to your belief. Christians, most of you are liberals or conservatives, so you worship money. You're Democrats or Republicans, so you worship money. You're a socialist, but your dude has more money than me. Hypocrite. So, Christians, here are some verses from the Bible about how much God hates money worshipers. Atheists, kick back. You are already cool. Unless you're one of these classes green-mongering clouds of fuckery, where it's like, oh, I'm not going to date that dude because he's too poor or too old. 8 years single on my part, and you're going to be a bitch to me or an asshole. No, 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 no. You have an instruction manual. You will follow it, or God will burn you in hell. I don't believe it, but you believe it. So here we go. Matthew 6:24. We already know that one because I mentioned that one a lot. You can worship God or you can worship money. Not both, or you're going to go to hell. Luke 12:15, God hates greedy people. Seems to me you're a bit greedy. Oh, your dude has more money than me. Yada, yada, yada. We've been through it. Proverbs 22:2. The rich and the poor ought to be treated the same, or whoever, like Nadine Woodward, the mayor of Spokane, who's a total asshole woman who shut down a homeless shelter on Cannon Street in the middle of the COVID-19 thing. Fuck Republicans. Democrats, be better. Democratic Socialists, be even better than the Democrats, because we have AOC, we have Ilhan Omar, we have Bernie Sanders, we have Elizabeth Warren, and most of Generation Z. So when it comes to money, you also need to look at, again, Christians. Listen up, Jews, Muslims, atheists, kick back, unless you're one of these money-worshipping atheists. 2 Corinthians 9:7. Ecclesiastes 5:10, Hebrews 13:5, Proverbs 11:28, Proverbs 14:31, Proverbs 15:27, Proverbs 22:9, Proverbs 28:22, Proverbs 28:25, Timothy 6:17, 18, and 19. James 5:1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you worship money, Christians, you're going to burn in hell. Your Bible says that you're going to be punished by God. And what is punishment by God? Shaking hands with the devil, baby!